So you can say Jeff Williams. And mention Be Nimble too. Jeff
Yeah.
Williams, Be Nimble, yeah. All right.
Jeff Williams, co-founder of Be Nimble Foundation, and we're here for Black Innovation Week 2023. This week is important because it's centered on Black and is also centered on innovation. This whole theme of disrupting and the intersection of Black culture and tech and innovation, this week really recognizes and is symbolic of the idea that Black people will exist in the future and that our future is brighter than our past.
I've never experienced anything like this in all of my 48 years of life and all of my over 30 years as a professional, where African Americans have come together with resources, not just to throw a party and an event, but to support the development of Black businesses. We're talking about technology grants. We're talking about grants to develop restaurants, which is helping to create the generational wealth that we all talk about, hear about, rap about, sing about. That's being done consistently by Kelli and Jeff.
Hey y'all. I'm here, half dressed this time. Party at the bottom. Okay. So I want to start by first saying thank you to our board, our team, my co-founder Jeff, all of you guys for supporting us year after year. Doing events of this size is no easy feat. And you guys give us grace every single year, and it's so incredible to see so many lovely faces, enjoying everything. And that just always gives me warmth. So thank you guys for even supporting our work and what it is that we do every day. I'm going to start by...
My name is Mark Harsley. I'm the program director for the Be Nimble Upskilling Program. Our upskilling program is an initiative that we launched really several years ago. We've always been in partnership with tech companies and trying to help people to create pathways into technology. And so we've come in partnership with Google, Coursera, Bank of America to be able to offer scholarships to Black and Latinx students who want to be able to make that career transition into tech. One example of a partnership that we've made that is very impactful is with Eli Lilly, and that is for people who specifically don't have a 4-year degree. And with a large company like Lilly being able to change their degree requirements to bring people into their IT departments represents a huge opportunity for people who want those skills and want those opportunities and work at a company like that. Now they can go directly from training with us to an 18 to 24 month apprenticeship with them right into a full-time job and role. And that's really where, along with Kelli and Jeff and their vision coming together to create something for people that just makes the path clear for them.
It's been a real pleasure for me, not just to work with Be Nimble, but to even get to know Jeff and Kelli. I'm a retired Black college president, and my whole passion and purpose is pouring into young Black people. And Kelli and Jeff are doing the kind of work that's so necessary for us to continue to lift people's lives and enrich people's lives. And I'm an engineer undergrad, so I'm a geek at heart. So the work that they're doing even inspires me even more. So we had a couple conversations. They had garden party here at Newfields last year, and I'm hoping that it can become a tradition, a legacy. Newfields' mission is to enrich lives through exceptional experiences with art and nature, and this is one of those exceptional experiences for people to come and really have a good time, like Tom Joyner says, a party with a purpose. So it's a really good relationship that we're building.
All right. We're going to get things started. All right, I go by Miss E-Class, media personality, and your MC for the evening. Hello, hello. Welcome to Disrupt Indy, intersection of entrepreneurship and talent development. You are in for a treat this evening, and I know we are all in store for some good positivity and excellence, okay?
Tonight is all about the pitch competition. We call it Disrupt Indy. It's our annual Black in Tech networking event that coincides with our pitch competition. So we'll have 5 amazing Black-led companies that will be pitching their amazing companies for scale in front of a panel of judges. And with that, each of them this year is walking away with a $5,000 grant from us, but they're vying for a $25,000 seed investment.
With our pitch competitors that are competing to get the funding, they go through an accelerator boot camp that really gets them ready to pitch their ideas to funders. And so Kelli and Jeff, they bring in some people to work with them, and they're working on scaling up their business, which is an important thing, looking at ways that might be strengths and weaknesses of their business. And then also the main thing is, how do you persuade people to get money?
Yeah, so my name is Bradley Hauser. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Eat Here.
I'm Austin Burris, the co-founder of Eat Here.
My name is Darren Michael. I'm the co-founder and CEO of a company called Qualify.
Sure, we've had a relationship with Kelli and Jeff for a number of years, and so once they launched Be Nimble in 68 Capital, it was just really cool that we were able to, leverage our relationship with them and, find out what the programming and everything they had going on.
Before Be Nimble, before the pitch, we were just getting started. In the early days, I got laid off from my previous position, and I think that's around the time that I first met Kelli, and she was one of our first believers, first cheerleaders. She was actually one of our first users, one of the first people that actually tested the platform and knew what we were up to. So she's been, part of the journey since pretty close to day one.
This is our second time pitching in the pitch party. Our first year was when they had first started, so they've grown tremendously. Just the value that they've presented for small Black and brown tech-enabled companies has been tremendous. And I just think it's a great time for our company to be out there a little more because we're growing. So opportunities like this will actually get us a bit out there further than sometimes we can do ourselves.
I think the first pitch, I forget what venue it was at. It's funny to look back on how we used to present the business, what we thought Qualify was going to be, and then the next year was the year that I believe the next year is the year that we ended up winning, and I think we made a decent amount of progress, from one year to the next, and I guess flash forward to now, the company's evolved. We were just the 4 co-founders. Now we're at 21 people full time. We're growing our customer base. We've done tens of thousands of interviews through the platform, and so for a lot of startup companies, it's about survival, and I think, thanks to Be Nimble and Kelli and, our early believers, we've been able to survive long enough to start to see success, so that's been really cool.
The first time we pitched Eat Here, we were only indie-based. We weren't thinking about expansion, and just programs like 68 Capital and Be Nimble have been really good pipelines for our company. They've been actual customers for us. Things like this help us out, and they move us along in the needle and kind of keep our engagement up and keep our revenues up as well.
Hey everybody, what's going on? It's your girl, the Polished Lady, and we're here at the Kitchen Sink in Indianapolis, Indiana for Be Nimble's Garden Party Week. We're gonna see a lot of beauty. We have some of our Add to the Cart sponsors here. There's brands like Feel Better Naked in the building, the Botanical Bars here, Rojo Organics, and so we're having a lot of opportunities to learn from these creatives and brands that have benefited from Be Nimble.
Kitchen sink, and the theme is it all started in the kitchen sink. And when you think about growing up in a Black household, you did more than just cook and like wash dishes in the kitchen sink.
First of all, I love the name. For Black folks, it means that we can make something out of nothing. I remember getting my hair done in the kitchen.
You getting burnt behind your ear by the hot iron curlers.
Just as a Black woman, I got my hair washed in the kitchen sink so many times.
You know, you probably got your hair washed, you know, shampoo, conditioner, you got your mom or your dad was trying formulas.
The kitchen sink was a place where I would connect with my aunt. My aunt was who raised me, but when I would get my hair washed, it would happen in the kitchen sink. I love that they've taken that nostalgic moment, that nostalgic beauty moment, and I think that's really just so powerful about what Black women are able to do, what Black people are able to do. We create based off of our life and our experiences, and I really just love how they've taken that and created a business around it.
Tonight is all about the add to cart cohort, so all those that are participating in our product accelerator. And our goal with that, beyond equipping them with the capital and the resources to grow and scale their product brands, it's to really take a step back and really start to put Black brands in their proper context.
Yeah, well, this cohort in particular by Be Nimble is called Add to Cart. So it mostly focuses on people who have retail businesses and products to sell. So they're really focusing on helping you grow your e-commerce business. So it's really challenging us to think about products, our target audience, what kind of separates us from other folks in the marketplace as well.
This week is really important for Black business owners in Indianapolis because so many Black entrepreneurs and founders need exposure and resources and education. And typically what people do when they need information, they go to their community, but what do you do if nobody in your community can give you resources? You need to go into other communities. So I really like how they have built this community for Black business owners and founders to connect with one another, learn from one another, and most importantly, get resources.
They didn't pay to be a part of tonight. Most times they have to pay, and they spend so much time doing what? You know, trying to make sure that they break even. We take that pressure away. We invested in what the aesthetic of this event looked like, and many of the things that people can take pictures with are incorporating their products. So not only do you have the product experience of telling the story, the founders telling the story, but you get to take these dope pictures, so then when it shows up on the net, they collide. That's what's happening at Complex Con and these larger trade shows that our brands don't have access to. And we're trying to bring that experience and that to give the everyday brands a new way to think about how they interact at these shows.
My name is Deja Berry. I'm the owner of Feel Better Naked. We are a beauty and wellness company. I'm an esthetician that specializes in hair removal, but I also make aftercare products for women to help with skincare issues. I wanted to be a part of the kitchen sink because I know there'll be a lot of women here who need my services and my expertise. And I'm just really here to network with other women and grow my business.
My name is Jade Parker Dinkins, and I'm the founder and CEO of Road Organics, LLC. I came to the kitchen sink because of the story that Be Nimble and I are able to continue through partnership. So I was actually in Garden Pardi, their inaugural cohort for the Idea Stage Accelerator, and these self-care kits were just an idea. So not only are they giving us ideas to put in the think tank, they're also giving us the fuel to manifest these ideas, not only online, but in person, because we want to have an in-person experience where we are catering to our audience and giving them an experience that applies to all their senses. You know, COVID has really changed the way that people shop, but we can't forget about the way that people hold a product, the way that it feels in their hands, the way that they experience it. We wanted to be a part of that because it started not too far from the kitchen sink, actually in my bathtub.
Hey, I'm Kiana, and I'm at the kitchen sink because why wouldn't I be? I mean, do you see what's going on? I'm at the beauty shop. I just got my hair laid, so of course I had to come out and support Be Nimble, House of Color, my girl personally, and yeah, it's just Black excellence. People think of Indianapolis, they think that Black people don't live here, Black people don't exist, and we actually do, and we're actually lit. So that's why it's important, so that we know that the culture is actually in the city, it's here.
I told her she gotta run to the team before she get tossed to the league. Before she get tossed to the league. Yeah. Lamb chop, I just pulled up in some food. I told her mama tie on my shoes. She ran 2 million cash and she won. I had to run out the trenches, then I had a few bodies like Gucci. She said you work on my show, you my Gucci. I had to sing to this shit one time, like
I'm Leslie Mickle, and I'm with the Garden Party crew here at Views from the Roof. Tonight we're going to kick back, have a good time. We're celebrating Black Innovation Week 2023 and getting ready for the grand finale tomorrow, which is the Garden Party.
Haven't been there at the very beginning when Be Nimble first started with Jeffrey and Kelly. They were at the kitchen table and they were talking about wanting to see Black excellence in all communities. One of the things that excited me about this week is being able to see all their plans in 6 years, the fruition of all the plans that they made. One of my favorite parts this week is being able to go to Newfields and seeing the Black art, meeting Dr. B there, just seeing folks and being able to walk through the museum. I felt the culture. I felt like it was all of my people there at the same time, just people coming together with great ideas.
Slick Vic the DJ, Indiana born and raised, Indianapolis born and raised. I travel around the country doing DJing and event curation, and I decided to be a part of Pardi because, I mean, it's good vibes, it's beautiful people, it's great energy. I've seen what they've done and what they've grown over the course of the past few years, and I count myself lucky to be a part of it.
They said it would take 228 years for us to close the wealth gap. Systemic racism has set us back essentially a little over 2 centuries. And when you think about what ownership means, having ownership, having equity is a path to accelerate closing that gap.
So people try to pretend like there is no gap in all pillars of our society, whether it's health, finance, business, education, and there are gaps. Just you can't ignore the history of America and think that there are no gaps. So the wealth gap is probably a seed of all.
We come to this country not owning anything. And so when you think of the history, how we were brought here, we were enslaved, and then from us fighting for rights throughout every period and marker of history, we've been able to get things, but we haven't been able to keep them. There's been something that takes it away, whether it's a Ku Klux Klan that takes it away, or the government goes, we're just gonna have you in the inner city, and then we're gonna gentrify that, and now you can't own your houses. And so we're doing eminent domain, all these things. And when you think about that cycle, that cyclical thing that they've been doing, the fact that we can be founders of businesses, that we can acquire funding, that we can be independent contractors and do our own thing, that's a new lane that we're making happen for us. And it's amazing to see. And it's amazing that we're also doing in the city that we're coming from.
Because if you don't own anything, then what can you be proud of? A lot of the problems that we have today in our community is because people feel like I don't own anything but my pride and my ego. If you don't own anything, what do you have to pass down to your children? What do you have to share with your wife or your husband? Ownership, in ownership becomes pride. In ownership becomes what you're defined by. And in that, it shapes your culture. It shapes your behavior. It shapes what you value and what you believe and what you will and will not do. And so many of the problems that we face, particularly in the African American community, are because we don't own anything.
So I think it's real important for Black people to have a really good relationship with wealth. And I can't emphasize enough about building generational wealth to save for our own children so that they can have a seed, if you will. They can have some kind of an initial investment to start their own lives. And eventually, when you build wealth within your own communities, you can reinvest that back into your communities with how much property you own, how people take care of their property, to get around the ugly history of redlining, to be able to have a sustainable community where we don't have food deserts in our community. We don't have places where we can't go to get good, healthy food with good vegetables. It all falls together. It's not a separation of how you build wealth within a community.
We actually have a educational program called Know Yourself, Grow Your Wealth. And what's core to that program, we have found, is that if people don't understand their attachment to their money and how their money impacts their lives, it's difficult for people to let go of that money and think in terms of how to invest for the future. So through that program, we really work to educate, and I see a sense of connectivity with what Be Nimble is trying to accomplish as well. Educating people on what it means to actually work to close the wealth gap. So in the same way that we teach the basics in school, like math, reading, writing, we should also focus on educating people about their finances.
Education is the great equalizer. And when we get that education and we get that pouring into ourselves on how to build our own businesses, invest in our own businesses, this week of innovation, celebrating innovation, that's how you start to close that gap. You continue to keep the money and build generational wealth. So it's generational wealth that helps to close the gap over time. I see my own organization as being a part of building what Dr. King called a beloved community. And Indianapolis has all the parts and pieces, the elements to build that beloved community. So we can only do what we can do in our sphere of influence. And we can if we sit back and look at things and say, it's happening over there to those people, and I don't have some level of responsibility in my sphere of influence to pour into my own community, like we were talking about earlier, to build the wealth, to enrich lives, to educate people, to stretch people into doing something, trying things, different things, then I think that we all have that responsibility to do what we can do in our own small world, to build what we consider our own small world, which is really like a ripple effect if we're all leaning forward. Dr. King also talked about the arc of moral justice, and the arc of moral does bend towards justice, but we all have to have our shoulders on it. And if we stand back and think that things are going to happen for us, they're not. So we have to eventually continue to use what we can in our own individual spheres of influence to have an impact on our own community.
What can people look forward to for Saturday?
For Saturday, thank God for the sun. Happy, joy, money. I'm sorry. Just seeing Black people with money, looking good, they feeling good, they looking good, they smelling good, they smelling like cocoa butter, you know what I'm saying? It's just a different vibe, a different energy when you're with your people. Everybody say, hey sis, you look good, bro, looking good. It's just a different, it's like a big, bougie family reunion. That's how I look at it.
That's all I ask. That's all I ask. All I ask is just bounce with me. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. All I ask is just don't get it twisted. I'm thankful for all the blessings, but lately I need more decompressing, less stressing. Lately I need more conversation and less texting. I know someone out there feel me, just searching for a connection for real. Summer's here, I ain't got no chill. While I'm trying to see your sexy ass all on them hills, giving me chills. Girl, you know you cold for real. And if they can't reciprocate, they gotta go for real. Yeah, turn me up, you already know what's happening. She like, damn, Carter, you been snapping. Yeah, I know, baby, something like magic.
I want to double down on the idea that we need to all look around and just see what we've done collectively. I want to thank you all for coming out to the 3rd annual garden party. This is presented by JP Morgan Chase and the wonderful partners that we've collectively built with Newfields. I really want to thank y'all. I'm typically not somebody that writes, but
We've seen more events take place that normally weren't, that are having people dress up and all that. Some people are using the name Garden Party in other cities, which is cool. it's good to see. And it's amazing that people are going like, we can get people out for these things. Like people can come from other states and like celebrate this. Yeah, they celebrating Black excellence.
Like all things, I think sometimes people forget how to dream. And what I love about Black Innovation Week in Indianapolis, we're teaching people how to dream, in some cases reminding them how to dream. And for me, what Be Nimble is serving as, it's a spark to remind us that we all have the ability to and should dream. And that way we have something to reach for.
We said Black people deserve luxury and investment. So thank you. Grand prize, $25,000. Who's it going to, Kelly?
So the winner of our $25,000 prize is... Thank you to all our judges that took so much time to listen to these pitches and cast their votes and, you know, give us the really hard job of having to count that up and seeing how that was going to go. And our winner is Mulligan.
My name is Mac Wilkinson. I'm the founder of Moolathon. Moolathon is a performance-based fundraising platform that gives groups, organizations, and individuals the ability to raise money with the miles they walk, run, or bike. Black wealth, for me, is absolutely generational, and ownership is key to that. It's the reason why I traveled from Louisville all the way to Indianapolis, is because there's a lack of programs like this. During the pandemic, there was a lot of companies and organizations that were, you know, proud to show off how much they love their Black and brown employees. But now we're seeing less programs like this than before the pandemic. It's just incredibly important to keep things like this going, and I'm incredibly grateful to Be Nimble.
Like hurdles and challenges. What would Jeff and Kelly not compromise on with this initiative? Like what is like, we're not budging on this, we're gonna do this?
Authenticity, showing up exactly as we are and as Black people are. We've got this internal saying that we say that Black culture is not for sale. We're not in the business of essentially selling the masses, our, you know, white, Hispanic, Asian brothers and sisters on our need to exist, as much as we are showing them that we can and we do and we will exist in the future.
Outside with it, feeling guilt for the lost time. Can relax, all black in the mirror, never trapped in the middle, be the greatest of all time. All facts, never slack with the fit, never lack with the clip, and the money getting hog-tied. Funny how it's all lives matter when they only taking our lives. Nigga, this apartheid. Back in the saddle like Django, my angle look different, my mango is vivid. I grill up the flavor, she savory, so lately her head smell like mango and chicken. My aim is to live it, it's different these days. I miss the English and chemistry days. Mistakenly let them just ride me to sleep, so much trauma and grief, I would dream to the pain. I'm waking up daily. America, you know that this what you made me. I just bought a Glocky, I ain't even want it, just feel like I needed to save me. I'm still getting wavy, but lately I feel like it don't carry quite as much weight. I'm using my anger to make me a changer. I don't think we got no more time to waste. A mistake how the system be working. Just follow the money and see where it goes. I don't listen to nothing in person. I need my closet to be Black owned, and hopefully the limited version. I'm managing life through the seasons, defund the police and burn up the streets as friends and family releases. I pick up the pieces, I do not talk to polices. I don't be dancing with pork, I let the scared niggas burn on the porch. I went downtown and it looked like a war, so I ain't kneeling with piggies. I hope that you feel me, we seen the facades for sure. You know when they see us, they probably gon' call it that number, the same as the popular Porsche. So now I ain't smiling as much, I got a desire to rush, but I feel inspired to touch, so I'm only riding with us. Now I ain't smiling as much, I got a desire to rush, but I feel inspired to touch, so I'm only riding with us. Floss.
I'm Jeff Williams, and this is Black Innovation Week. And today, so like that? Okay. And today is, okay.
Yeah, today is the pitch.
Yeah, got it.
When you're ready, you go.
Okay. Okay, first of all, where am I looking?
You gonna look at me.
Okay.
You sure? Okay. I'm sitting up here looking like a balloon.
First opportunity, well, not that I feel, but I know this is the first opportunity that I've ever publicly.
Say that exact same thing. Oh, I'm so sorry, we gotta start over. I didn't even mic you. I thought about that.
I was like, man.
Because I was looking at it, I was like,
You
you
looked
sound
at that-
straight.
I was like, oh, you got a mic on there. You good.
Back pocket. How you think you?
Yeah. Slouching on you. Or if you want me to sit forward, I can sit forward. I can come to the edge, whatever you need me to do.
That look easy.
Okay, this will work. I can handle this.
I had a good answer to that.
Mostly what we see in our line of work, women are at the head of households. Most women.
Come on.
Really, and I think we need community and spaces like this to connect with. Do they need to be quiet out there? Only because it's kind of like messing up my focus a little bit. Like it threw me off.
Everything we have to offer for tomorrow. No, I'm sweating.
Gym shoes, but they're really not just gym shoes. I'm serious. He's wearing gym shoes.
I know y'all got on y'all Kim K glasses, but I want the whole new Be Nimble team to the stage.
Say your name and spell it.
Okay. My stage name, right?
Your stage name.
Okay. Okay. All right. 3, count me down. Hi.
Yeah, what we're doing is not just like about Be Nimble success. Be Nimble success is the success. We're uniquely bound to the people who are within the ecosystem, right? We're doing all this, we're busting our ass, we like behind the scenes and having these political conversations and dealing with systemic racism, whether it be challenges with venues or historical donors and all those things, but we're doing it with everyone in mind so that we can be in a position to where our community can be self-sustaining. If our organization is self-sustaining, we can give more to other organizations. So it's a luxury and it's a beauty to be able to elevate and bring people along the journey with us.